So we're going to focus on 4 different states today having to do with coronavirus and their different policies being Texas and Florida and California and New York. And we're going to look at different data. Number 1, out of the $500 billion relief that we gave, which state got the most? And outside of that, whose unemployment is the lowest, who's responding better to coronavirus, and what kind of decisions they're making. But prior to doing that, let's look at the one data here, because as you're thinking about the percentages of people dying, I wanted to unpack and go to CDC and seeing what age category is dying the most. And I want to do specific statistics on this. So let's take a look. So according to CDC website, if you go here, 27 kids under the age of 1 have died from coronavirus. Under the age of 1, there are 3.7 million kids under the age of 1. So out of 3.783 million, 27 have died, which I absolutely sympathize with that family. But the percentage of death is 0.0007%. If we go to 1 to 4, 16 have died. That's a population of 15.7 million in America, meaning out of the 15.7 million, ages 1 to 4, 16, you're looking at 0.0001% of that population has died. If you go to 5 to 14, 40 kids have died. 40.994 million population, you do the math right there, you will see it's 0.000098, least amongst the 3, okay, least amongst the 3. But if you add them up, anybody under the age of 14, you're looking at 56, 76, 83. 83 on roughly 60 million have died. So the reason why I'm showing you this is because I have kids and my kids are going to school. And if we look at the policies of Texas and Florida, New York and California, New York just announced they shut down schools. New York has a curfew with bars and restaurants, I believe, from 10 o'clock till 6 in the morning. California just announced they shut down schools in July indefinitely for the rest of the year, and it's all homeschooling right now. They just announced they're shutting down and they're putting a curfew from 10 to 5 a.m. for non-essential industries. And then they just announced LA is potentially shutting down, period. Everyone's staying at home. They're saying they may announce it as of Sunday. You may watch this video as of Tuesday. It may have already been announced, but that's the policy. So now watch this. When you look at the data like this, we know kids are not affected by it, which means why shut down schools? I don't know, but let's continue. So now let's go to the next age category. 15 to 24, 418 have died from coronavirus. That's 43 million people in that population, 15 to 24. If you do the math, we're looking at 0.000129%. 25 to 34, that's 1769, 45 million. 35 to 44, 4,500 have died. That's 41 million. So look at 40, 40, 40, 40. All of those are 40. 45 to 54, 12,000 have died. You see that number tripling a little bit in that age category. It's also 40 million. And then 55 to 64, you're going higher. 29,000 have died. On 42 million of that population have died. 29,000 of that population have died. If you go to the math here, even in that is 0.0685356% of that specific population. So now let's go to the top. Now look at the top here. 65 to 74, 75 to 84, 85 and up, right? Let's take a look at this specific stat. 49,862 between 65 to 74 have died. 31 million. That's a number right there that we have to be looking at, which is 0.158375% of that entire population has died, okay? If you go 75 to 84, 61,860, we're looking at 15.969. Now we're at 0.387% of that population has died. Anybody above 85 million, 71,000 is the highest amongst all the age categories, and it's the smallest population except for under 1, which means that's basic math, it's the highest percentage dying. 71,000 above 85,000 have died. Above 85 years old have died. You take that out of the 6.6 million, 1% of anybody ages 85 plus has died, okay, period, from coronavirus. 1%, which means we have to do whatever we can to protect this community of 65 and up. That doesn't mean shutting down everything. That doesn't mean shutting down schools. That doesn't mean shutting down any of that stuff. It just means shutting down this basic thing here. Now, so as I got a little bit deeper and started looking at what California and New York are doing, shut down, let's shut down the economy. Florida and Texas are saying, no, let's keep it open. We don't need to shut down everything. Matter of fact, Abbott just came out saying we are definitely not shutting down the economy. And DeSantis came out as saying we're not shutting down the economy. The only thing that's going on in Florida is Miami-Dade County put a curfew. I believe it's from 12 o'clock to 6 a.m. or, something like that. It's a very small curfew, but they do have a curfew set up. Aside from that, it's business as usual, right? Now watch what happens here. If you come a little closer and you look at some of the data for cases, right? Texas is leading the way with the most cases, 1.1 million. California's got 1,094,000. Florida's got 923,000. And then New York is 623. Our focus is those four states, right? Now remember, Republican, Democrat. Very basic because it's about policies. Then when we come and look at the data on stats, when it comes down to unemployment by state, watch unemployment by state. If we look at the top, unemployment by state, I have it over here where it's going to be even easier to find. Unemployment by state. New York is at 9.6% unemployment. California is at 9.3% unemployment. All you have to do is to find those states is go all the way to the bottom. New York, 9.6%. California, it's very easy, 9.3%. And if you want to find Florida or Texas, go about the middle, 6.9%. Florida, 6.5%. It's as if New York and California are on a different tax distribution system, and Florida and Texas are in a complete distribution system when it comes down to texting. Now watch this. Come a little closer to me here. We gave $500 billion. When I say we, that means you and I, because we have to pay that in taxes. We gave the relief of $500 billion to states. Look what states led the way with taking the most out of that $500 billion. California took $21.6 billion allocation year one, 27.8 allocation year two, billion, not million, billion. That's $12.49 per capita, $12.49 per capita. And then if you go to Florida, they took 12.3 million, half. If you look at Florida year two, 11.8. But if you look at capita, even per capita is lower. Look at DC, what they took, by the way, 46.43. I mean, that's like theft what DC did right there, taking the most. Obviously, that's where the politicians live. Now, if you go to Texas, we're looking at 15.8, 18.4 per capita, 1180. And if we look at the last one, which is what? New York, 21.7, 13.1 per capita, the highest amongst the four states. So again, we bailed out, you and I bailed out New York and California, and New York and California needed more than Texas and Florida. Here's how it looks like. Imagine having 4 kids, and 2 of your kids always call you for allowance. Daddy, I need money. Mom, send me more money. I can't do it on my own. I need you to bail me out, Mom. Please send me more money. That's New York and California for you. Texas and Florida, like, Mom, we're good. We got, I mean, if you want to, it's cool, but we got it, Mom. We got, Dad, we're good. We're totally good. You can trust us. We got everything under control. Okay. Now, obviously, it's not perfect, but they got things in control. Very interesting perspective on how these 2 states are handling this thing. So now, while I'm going a little bit deeper, I said, you know what I want to do? Here's what I want to do. I wonder what role are exercising and going out their place in our immune system. Does it help us not get more viruses? And what I did is I specifically went back and found articles pre-2020, because any articles you read right now about immune system, it'll say exercise doesn't have anything to do with strengthening your immune system, because it validates the argument of, well, we can close gyms. People don't need to exercise. Watch this here. So the first article I went to was from WebMD. You've heard of WebMD, and the article is not a recent one. This is a couple years back when they wrote this, but watch what it says. Myth and fact about your immune system. Okay, myth and facts about your immune system. A positive attitude can be healthy, meaning if you exercise, a positive attitude can be healthy. So if I got a positive attitude, a good outlook may be good for your health. One study of law students showed that their immune system kept pace with their thoughts about how tough school would be. When they felt better about school, they had a better immune system. When they were worried, their immune system slowed down. The upshot, looking on the bright side, might be better equip your body to fight illnesses. Let me read this part. When they were worried, their immune system slowed down. Ready? You tell me how worried people are today. So news media, COVID, oh my gosh, people are dying. Everybody's worried. Immune system goes lower based on not what I'm saying. I'm not saying this. WebMD is saying this, right? Now watch this. Let's go to the next one. Mayo Clinic. You ever heard of Mayo Clinic? Everybody's heard of Mayo Clinic. They're known as the pinnacle to go to. Look what it says about the benefits. Top 10 reasons to get physical. Top 10 reasons to get physical. Look what it says here. Number 1. Keeps excess pounds at bay. Great. Number 2, increase your stamina, fitness, and strength. Number 3, ready? Ward off viral illnesses. Aerobic exercise activates your immune system in a good way. This may leave you less susceptible to minor viral illnesses such as colds and flu. This was written on February 5th, 2020, which means they kind of knew what they were talking about. By the way, in February, we haven't shut down the economy yet. Coronavirus is not that big yet. It's just kind of getting started. So this is right before that, saying it's better if you exercise. Yet California and New York want to shut down everything so you can't go out there and exercise. And they're putting so much fear in you, your immune system goes lower because you're negative. So two things right there to be thinking about on how this is helping or not helping those states. Now let's continue. Because of a phenomenal job New York did, guess what they decided to do? New York Governor Andrew Cuomo will receive an Emmy for showing leadership during his daily COVID-19 press briefings. What a hero, right? Let me show you another stat here. Take a look at this, how we recognize people. Death by state. Number one, New York, 33,784. New York has the most death by state. Texas, number two. California, number three. Florida, number four. And if you look at this, they have the highest death. And out of those four states, they have the lowest population. Now, some may say, well, it's because of condensity. It's people around each other. The highest death, the lowest, and they were bailed out by the government, and he is not getting an Emmy. And on top of that, California is imposing the curfew. LA County is thinking about shutting down this Sunday, possible stay at home. And on top of this, if you haven't seen the other article that came out with our buddy Newsom, what he's doing, which is a beautiful thing, he goes to French Laundry. This is an article that came out, and on November 6th, when Governor Newsom sat down for a dinner, a fancy dinner party at Tony Napa Valley Restaurant, the French Laundry, the state was in the midst of a COVID-19 surge. Newsom and other state officials were emphasizing the importance of following social distancing rules and wearing face masks in public places as mandated by an order that the governor issued in June. And he goes to French Laundry, a restaurant, and he eats there with his friends. Good for him. The one thing I will tell him is he came back and apologized, which is good for him. And then even New York Times did an article on him saying, for California governor, the coronavirus message is, do as I say, not as I dine. So why am I sharing this with you? The reason why I'm sharing this with you is because everything comes down to policies. This is not about the person of Cuomo. I like when I see Cuomo brothers on. I get entertained by them. I think I would have a phenomenal time with them Thanksgiving watching football. I think they're the kinds of guys that they're probably, taking shots, sarcasm, military, that kind of an environment, which I like. I was in the military. I like that environment. But I'm specifically talking policies. Newsom, I don't know Newsom. For all I know is he may be a good guy. But I know his policies. His policies are hurting the people in the state of California, a state I lived in for 24 years. New York's policies are hurting parents who want their kids to go back to school. And DeSantis, which I don't know, I've never met, Abbott, whom I've never met, I've never spoken to, their policies are more calm, saying it's okay, brighter side. WebMD, it's good to look at the brighter side. It's good to look at it. Great times are around the corner. This vaccine's coming. Things are going to get better. Brighter side. Go out there and exercise. Get some sun. Get your body to do better. Your immune system's going to get stronger. And their unemployment is in the 6s. California, New York is in the 9s. You know how hard it is when you lose your business? I said this many, many times. When somebody loses their business, they don't go start another business. When you lose your business, you have to go get a job. And it's tough to get a job after you lose a business because now you're kind of looking at saying, what am I going to do? You have to take anything you have to take. So this is not necessarily just about who has more death and who doesn't have more death. This is about which policies are giving people a brighter future. Texas and Florida right now are winning. New York and California right now are getting hammered. And the people are leaving left and right out of those two states. And people are staying put in Texas and Florida. And those from New York are going to Florida. And those from California are coming to Texas. If you watch this video, you want to go a little bit deeper about a video like this, I want to hear your thoughts, comment below. But I also did a video comparing what the policies of California and Florida, Disneyland and Disney World. Disneyland's in California, Disney World is in Florida. Watch how the two policies forced the same company to fire 28,000 people in California and keep their employees in the state of Florida. If you've not watched that video, click over here to watch that video. And if you've not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.